Hi, I'm Steve Price, president, co-owner, and co-founder of Denim. Welcome to Tour de Vault. Over the last 12 years, I've worked in fashion, in denim. I've been a buyer, a designer, and I've fit thousands of women across the country, helping them to look the very best in jeans that they purchased. So I'm here to help share some of the secrets, some of the tricks of the trade, so that you can have a great knowledge base in fitting and helping your customers look great. So tonight, this is what we're going to go into. I don't know if you've recognized this or not, but every woman's body shape is different. So we're going to talk about the different body shapes. And of course, to fit those body shapes, we're going to talk about different denim that you can fit to a particular body shape to help flatter the figure, to help accentuate the curves, and to make all your customers look fantastic. Okay, so let me talk about what the situation could be if you don't have enough experience. You have a room full of women, all of which have a different body type. Then you have displayed jeans that are all specifically meant to match certain body types. It could be like a crazy jigsaw puzzle. And what I want to do is I want to give you the tools so that you can take the particular person, match them up with a pair of jeans that are going to be right with them, and help solve the problem of putting together the puzzle. Let's talk about the 4 standard body types. Now, obviously, there's going to be a little bit, not everybody's going to fit perfectly into these categories, but for a general rule, there are 4 body types. The apple, the pear, the banana, and the hourglass. We're going to spend some time on these 4 body types. We're going to define them. We're going to look at them very closely. Let's start with the apple. Apple is defined by larger bust, broader shoulders, narrowing a bit in the hips, and a less defined waist. Lots of well-known celebrities have this type of body type. Let's take a couple for example. Jennifer Hudson and Tyra Banks. Now, as we look at this photo, we could outline the shape of an apple and superimpose it right over her photo, and you can see very, very clearly she's the shape of an apple. Now, what we want to do when we're fitting her for a pair of jeans is we want to add some definition to her waist. We want to make sure that the jeans fit well in her hips since they're narrowed a little bit. And we want to make sure that her particular figure is flattered in a great pair of jeans. All right, the next shape we're going to talk about is the pear shape. Basically, the main traits of a pear shape are wider hips and thighs, narrower shoulders, wider bottom, and smaller bust. A couple of well-known celebrities that have this type of body type are Jennifer Lopez and Kate Hudson. As we take a look at this photograph and we draw the image of a pear over it, you can see that there's a widening in the hips and the thigh area. What we want for this particular person is a pair of jeans that are going to accentuate those curves, thin them out a little bit, give them a little bit more proportion, and ultimately flatter the figure. The next shape we want to talk about is the hourglass. The hourglass has a balance in the figure in that the shoulders have a width, they narrow in at the waist, and then they come out like an hourglass would at the hips and the thighs. Lots of celebrities have this particular body type, including Drew Barrymore and Scarlett Johansson. Let's take a look again at their image. You can see as we outline the shape of an hourglass over their photo, they're truly an hourglass. This particular body type has great curves. Great curves means when you slide a pair of jeans on, as long as they fit well in the waist, which is a little bit more narrow, they're going to look great. All right, the last body shape is the banana. And the banana, as you can see, has very little shape. It's undefined waist, narrow through the hips, small on top. A lot of celebrities also have this particular body type. A couple would be Kate Moss and Gwyneth Paltrow. So as we take a look at this photo, again, straight up, straight down, just like a banana. On this particular fit, we're trying to get jeans that's going to add a little something, a little curve, a little contour to help flatter their figure. All right, let's talk about tan denim. We were in a meeting. We knew we needed to name our very first brand. And as part of the discussion, we sort of discussed the jeans themselves and how we wanted to produce them. We wanted to do them at a very, very high quality. We wanted to do them from premium fabrics, all of these different things. And, ultimately we said we want any woman who slid these jeans on to instantly feel like a 10. We didn't care if she was young or old. We didn't care if she was a banana pear, apple, hourglass. We just wanted a woman to put these jeans on and feel like a 10. And we said, this is it. The first brand is going to be called 10 Denim. The 10 Denim fit is a really universal fit. It'll work well on just about any body type. But I want to talk to you about a few things it does particularly well for particular body types. For example, the apple, one of the very difficult things for an apple type body is for it to avoid something that we call the dreaded muffin top. Muffin top isn't flattering, so we wanted to do something to combat that. So what we do is we've increased the width of the waist just a little bit so that if you have excess body mass, it can be tucked into the jean, cinched over, and to hopefully avoid any of this muffin top. A couple other things we've done on 10 Denim is we've increased the rise. With a little bit of a higher rise, you can flex, you can bend, you can sit, stand, whatever you might need to do, and keep all of your assets covered. Okay, so Project Denim, where did we come up with that name? Well, let me tell you, at one particular point in time, the production is just crazy. We are just running all over the place. We're making designs, we're fitting, we're buying fabric, and Doug's always calling me to this office and he's saying, hey, did that project get done? This project, that project, and I found myself saying, yeah, the project's this done, the project's that's underway, et cetera, et cetera. And so when we decided we wanted to name this next brand, we just said, I'm just going to name the thing Project Denim. I was so inundated with different projects, I thought this one is just going to be Project. Project Denim is a fantastic jean. It's got a very versatile fit as well. It tends to go really well for the apple or pear. So Project Denim is noted by its intense embroideries. We used thread and embroidery patterns, thickness, textures, all to accentuate the back pockets. This makes a fantastic look. It's a flattering look. All of these thread and all these embroidery patterns have also been interwoven in to go with the wash. Notice the washes on the Project Denim. They're absolutely beautiful. There's typically a very, very light streak through the thigh. This is meant to thin out the thighs, so they leave your body with a slender, sleek, and elongating look. Let's talk about RPS, originally named Rock Paper Sexy. Here at corporate, we spend a lot of time and effort finding the right name for the right pair of jeans. So this came out, and it was as you can see, it's a fun, unique wordplay. Rock, paper, sexy. For me, as a denim guy, it has a great history. There's a lot of denim brands called Rock. There's Rock Revival, Rock and Republic, Rock the Denim, Rock Denim, Rock Premium. And so I thought, well, fun, another rock name. And then paper is sometimes the name that we use for denim fabric. So because it comes out in big sheets like paper, we call denim paper. So we have rock, paper, and then sexy. We just thought it was such a fun name. What we didn't consider is a lot of our clients are younger, 13, 14, 15-year-old. So we realized calling them rock, paper, sexy was just a little bit too pushing it. So we've scaled the name back, and now it's going to be known as RPS. RPS is a fantastic fitting pair of jeans. It is great for a pear shape. And the reason why it's great is because, again, it has a little bit more material in the thigh and bottom area. And this just kind of allows for a little bit more room so they could fit well. We put in RPS really, really fine washes. And again, these washes have a slimming effect. As you can notice, they go from a darker blue to lighter blue to almost a bleached out white. And this contrast in coloring creates a visual slimming effect. RPS we chose to produce in China. Now both Doug and I were really hesitant to produce any jeans in China because of just being so far away and so difficult to really control. But when we were on a business trip to Los Angeles, we ran into the factory representative of the same factory that produces for a brand called Miss Me. Miss Me's been producing great high-quality denim available at all kinds of high-end boutiques and department stores. So when we met this factory rep, we felt really, really good about producing with them at this particular factory. Emerson Edwards. Let's talk about the origins of the name. Basically, this came out of a phone call conversation that Doug and I had late at night, both tired, and it just so happened that Doug's wife had just given birth to a brand new baby girl just weeks before. The name of the new baby was Emerson, and we're thinking, Emerson, 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 and like, what can we add to that? And I suggested, Doug's late father, his name was Edward, and I said, if we use Edward and add an S and say Emerson Edwards, what a great name. And both of us took to it right away, and as we let it sort of settle, we just gravitated to it. We just liked it more and more. And one of the things I liked about it a lot was with Emerson, it's this great bright hope for the future, and then Edwards is, for Doug and I, roots, ancestors, a mentor, an inspiration in life. And so we thought, these two things, this idea is great. And there's actually something in fashion called neoclassical. And so we did these after this fashion, which is of neoclassical. Neoclassical is, again, just the same idea. It is a new spin on an old classic. So Emerson Edwards took off from these roots. And you can see this idea, this neoclassical idea, sprinkled throughout the denim. So let's talk about the denim. First, notice the buttons. These buttons are fashioned after an old antique coin. We want them to look worn. You could notice that they're chips, and it just looks like an old pence or penny. And that was by design. Again, this throwback to the old. We wanted to have these absolutely top of the line. So we invested serious money on fabric. You can touch this fabric. It's a Turkish fabric made with many different cottons, including Egyptian cotton being some of the most well-known, most celebrated cotton in the world. We, on the back tag, have an image of a train. Again, this train is a historical figure in our country. It ushered in an old economic system into a new economic system. It united the state within the rail system and just introduced a new system of commerce. We feel like that is also what we're trying to do in Vault Denim, is help usher in a new economic time for our representatives. If you were going to look for these jeans in any sort of department store, Neiman's, a Saks, a Nordstrom, Bloomingdale's, we're looking at $180 minimum. Vault Denim, we've got them for $88, and they're just an incredible value, not only for you, but also for your client. So here's what we've got cooking. We don't stop producing and looking toward what we need in the market. So we have a few brands I want to just quickly highlight that are expected to be out in the next few months. Alter Ego was named by one of our reps. She wrote a story that says when she puts on a great pair of jeans, she takes off the quiet, timid, housewife type image, and when she puts on a great pair of jeans, her alter ego comes out. This alter ego is confident and sexy. So we wanted to build a pair of jeans that celebrates this idea. These jeans are going to be a little bit ripped up, a little bit of skin showing through. They're going to be a fantastic fit, and we're really excited to have them as part of our line. The next line we've got is Jeans de Fleur. And we wanted to have a jean that was just ultra blinged out. We wanted to be, again, fantastically constructed, made by the same factory we've been using that produces for Miss Me. And it's going to have as its emblem the fleur-de-lis. The fleur-de-lis is the French symbol, and it's basically just a symbol of good life. And we always get asked, I love these jeans for women, but I want my significant other to be able to put on a pair of your jeans also. So again, we answered the call. We're in production as we speak on a line for men. In addition to men, we also get asked, I'd love to put my little girl in a pair of your jeans. So we are, as we speak, producing jeans for children. And they should be out before Christmas time. So guys, when you ask, we listen. And when we listen, that means we go into overdrive trying to satisfy what you need as reps. What you say is going to sell, we listen. But guys, do me a favor. Don't ask quite as much. I'm really tired and I could use a little break. Guys, I can't tell you how honored and privileged I feel to have been here with you this evening. What an amazing opportunity we have right before us. A little focus, a little hard work, and you guys can achieve so much good. We've had some experiences with women who have absolutely transformed their lives, and I can't see why each and every one of you can't have a similar experience. Doug and I work tirelessly so that we can provide a fantastic opportunity. It's just yours to go out and take. Thanks again for allowing me to be here with you tonight. Have a great night. Go out and achieve your dreams. You guys deserve it.